through dripping Aquafina, I'm sipping 15, kept a weapon on me. Flow make digits, I'm on my business, stack chicken like what it's gon' be. Crew in the cut, hey, you want us, red run when I tell a peace. Love is love. Love is love. Bendo with the switch again. Boy deliver like he heffing. Core with digits, give him estimates. Somersaults for my Benjamins. I got what you need, baby. Skirt the Chevy, make a scene, baby. LABB been the team, baby. Bim Papa, word the G, baby. Look, labs till I'm finished. Had a handful of lemons through the hand. Got a bag, now the hands in the business. For my hand, it's a ticket. Talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. I've been playing with the minutes that they been shoulda gave. And I'm flipping every digit that they been shoulda paid. Had to find a way to get it. No, this isn't what you made. If I ever wanna dip, then I'm brink with the blade. And I'm brinking a blink on the brink of some dumb shit. Watch how I move, cause I know the brink's coming. Watch for the blues, cause I know that they dumping. Nothing in my view, so it's hush on discussion. Hush on discussions, you know what you need to. I keep it in the fam to let you know that I don't need you. Y'all cats be see-through, head not to peace. You been king, I'm regal, got it in my abisu. Came through dripping Aquafina, I'm sipping 15, kept a weapon on me. Flow make digits, I'm on my business, stack chicken like what it's gon' be. Crew in the cut, hey, you want us, red run when I tell a peace. Love is love. Yeah.
Yo, what's happening, everybody? It's your boy Earth Mac, the Mass Scientist.
And it is your boy Alvin, the Infamous. And boy, what a weekend.
Yes, sir.
What a weekend. Normally,
yes, sir.
Normally you want to describe how your weekend went, but you know it was good when all you can say is, what a weekend to be a wrestling fan.
Yes, sir. It definitely is one of them times, man. It's one of those times, man. And this weekend was really, really, really busy, especially for the Orange Phoenix crew. This Memorial Day weekend, as always, shout out to Animazement. Thank you once again for the hospitality from myself and Thread Magnet Cosplay and Adam. Thread Magnet, which is, Ellie. She does the Japan articles for us for the magazine, as well as Japanese terms that you can use if you decide to go visit Japan, and cosplay ideas. So they also volunteered at Animazement, and Animazement had us for 4 to 5 years straight. So the next con we are planning on going to is Raleigh Galaxy Con, but my staff will be there. I won't be there, but if you don't have your tickets for Raleigh Galaxy Con, go ahead and get them joints right now, because I think the 4-day tickets is already sold out. The most expensive ticket is $2,500. I found that out over the weekend. Now, what does that give you? Now, one thing that is glaring that it gives you is you get the front of the line, every line. That means if there's 140 people waiting on an autograph for a pro wrestler or a celebrity from a live action movie or series or anime voice actor, guess who's at the front? You're going to be at the front. Every single line. You got first dibs on everything. You ain't got to wait for nothing. 45 minutes early access. You get the front seats. If the seats is already filled, guess who's not going to miss out on that? You, because you already spent the $2,500. So and then on top of that, there's a long list of things you can get. So you got that stuff going on. But also over the course of the weekend, we got some wrestling. We got some pro wrestling going over the course of the weekend. We had King and Queen of the Ring on Saturday, and then on Sunday we had the big one. We had the AEW 5th anniversary of Double or Nothing 2024. And just like the thumbnail said, man, AEW is making Mone, and we definitely gonna be covering AEW Double or Nothing first, because I say that because that is the bigger pay-per-view. They had 10 plus matches, and I want to say when that show was over, it was like maybe 12:45 a.m. and like it literally started at 8 p.m. and was over at like maybe 12:45 a.m. And I'm gonna tell you right now, if you spending $50 on a pay-per-view, there should be zero complaints on how long that show is, because you can't say you didn't get your money's worth out that pay-per-view if you ain't spend $50. Somebody I follow on Twitter was like, why you being cheap? You know how to get $50. You know, you go do what you got to do to get that 50. I know what they meant by that, right? Mm-hmm. So, like, it's an easy spin. It's an easy spin. And then, of course, we got some new news that surfaced. Actually, 3 big things that surfaced in regards to Mark Henry, Becky Lynch, and Adam Copeland. So we're gonna cover that as well, and the King and Queen of the Ring, as well. But first, we got to go some Double or Nothing, my man. We get at least 80% of the guesses that we had, we was right on.
Yeah,
we was on the money with that. So
and I don't think any of the matches were predictable. I just think we were set up for a really good show.
Yeah,
and we got a really good show.
Yeah,
sorry, you got what you paid for. You paid $50 for a show that lasted that long.
Yeah,
that was an amazing show, and they started right off with a banger.
Yeah,
with a banger off the jump.
Yeah, and what we said last week, we said the 2 most important positions in any pay-per-view is that first match and that last one, because that first match is going to set the tone for whatever going on in the middle, for the rest of the night. That means everybody has to follow that, and I think that was the best call. That was the perfect call to make, to put Will Ospreay and Roderick Strong as your first match for the International Championship. And that match went for 17 minutes and 40 seconds, man. What did you think about that match?
I thought it was good. I mean, of course, you know what to expect out of Will Ospreay. Aerial is, he's called the aerial assassin for a reason. But the guy I'm going to give the flowers to out of those 2 was, hold on, I got Old Dog with me. What?
We got Old Dog in the building. The assassin herself.
Hey, do you guys have a Chick-fil-A?
No. Get out of here.
We got Old Dog in the building. The word assassin, because she hurt your feelings. But and the ultimate heel.
Yeah, the guy I want to give my flowers to, the flowers to in this one, is Roderick Strong. They talk about Roderick Strong's stamina and his cardio.
Yeah.
Always.
Yes.
For a match to go 17 minutes, he rarely looks tired. So for this type of match, they gave us what we wanted. And of course, I still call, I don't know if anybody else still call, I still call Roderick Strong the Messiah of the backbreaker. I'm a huge fan of Roderick Strong. So for us to get the match that we got out of those 2, that match gave me everything I was looking for. Backbreaking. We got outside interference from the Kingdom, and of course we saw some Wardlow. So, and Wardlow looked dominating with his interference for a short amount of time he was in there. But it was a great match.
It was. It definitely set the tone for what was to happen for the rest of the night. The minute Will Ospreay's music hit, the crowd went ape shit. It was like, what is happening? Like, they went crazy. They went nuts.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe this was the right call to make for Will Ospreay beating Roderick Strong, and people might ask the question as to why, because he was the one that's supposed to set the tone after beating Orange Cassidy. But the thing is, the storyline with the Undisputed Kingdom and MJF and Adam Cole was still nursing his injury and still waiting to be 100%. That storyline is stalled at this point. So the 2 key elements in that story is 50% good. It's not at 100% yet. So, for him to drop it to Will Ospreay, and Will Ospreay is there to internationally put out there. I believe he's going to take that international title to Uganda. I think he's going to defend it there. I think he's going to defend it in London. He's going to defend it all over the world, internationally speaking. Mm-hmm. And he's going to make that title even more prestigious. And I feel like that was the right call to make.
I agree. I think that title is going to go from promotion to promotion.
Yeah.
I absolutely think, and not to say it's going to go from promotion to promotion as if that promotion is going to steal that title. No, I think he's going to go to another promotion, defend it. I don't think he'll lose it, but I feel as though this could end up becoming a recruiting tactic for AEW.
Yeah.
And with them doing that, let's say he goes to Uganda. Somebody there who's a banger could be like, okay, maybe I can make it in AEW. Then the next thing you know, you not only your cash cow just became your recruiter.
Yeah.
I mean, it's possible. I'm not saying that it will, but I mean it is possible. He takes that belt to the UK, and you know the UK got some guys over there that can absolutely tear the house down.
Yeah.
He takes it to the UK, he comes back, he's got somebody there, and hopefully, I like him being in a Don Callis family for now.
Yeah.
I would love to see him get his group back together and they run it again.
Oh, United Empire?
I would love to see the Empire run it again.
But here's the thing, though. Like, my dream for AEW, because this is an untapped market. I know Drew McIntyre mentioned something about it, but I want, because right now WWE is in France now, and they cornered that market, which is great because that crowd was dumb crazy.
Oh,
I want AEW to get Africa. I want them to get Johannesburg and sell that joker out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want them to get Africa and let that be another market that they have. And I think Will Ospreay is that person, is one of the people that can do that, because he always talks about, Uganda, and he taking that international title over there, and actually AEW giving it the television exposure, like doing clips and stuff like that.
Yeah,
it's gonna be off the charts, because they called out Will Ospreay, like I'm signing the contract. You coming to see me, bring that title here and stuff like that. So, you're right. It is definitely a marketing tool, like, for sure.
And see, now that you mentioned the untapped market piece, you got to think about countries where the pay-per-view is not going down.
Yeah.
Has there been anything in Ireland? Ireland's there.
Yeah, I think there was.
Okay,
I think they had Ireland. WWE had Ireland.
All right. So, but maybe Ireland's going to give you the same type of treatment that Italy does. I mean, not that France did. I mean, then you got Italy. Then here's one that we don't even talk about. There's Spain. Spain's sitting there chilling.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
I mean, and then you've got all these. If you got all these Spanish wrestlers there, I mean, I'm not gonna say I would like to see them in Cuba. I'm gonna kind of fall back on Cuba for right now. But there's still countries that we can say there's room for them. It's a lot of untapped market for pay-per-views, and based on what we saw with WWE across the pond, that was two. Yeah, Jeddah got it right. I think Jeddah got it right as well. They weren't as loud. They weren't as loud, but they were close.
Yeah. I still have my reservations about Saudi.
Yeah,
and then
I still do too.
Dave Meltzer had he said something around, because there was a swimsuit picture that was taken, like, with Jade and Bianca, and it was like, that's like a propaganda piece, because it's like, women ain't supposed to show skin like that, or whatever case it be, but you ain't gonna see that WWE, they're not gonna do that. Yeah. But I really do want AEW to get Africa, like, to go to Johannesburg and sell that stadium out, man, because I know they're able to do that. And Will Ospreay, being an international champion, he's able to be that international ambassador, because he's going to take that title overseas. And I thought it was amazing that his wife, well, you might as well say his wife, that his girl was actually wrestling, with AEW. Like, she actually did a tag match. I think it was on Rampage, if I'm not mistaken. So great match, great start to Double or Nothing, which transitions over to the Bang Bang Gang and the Death Triangle. And And obviously, let's back up for a second. But something happened in between these two matches here, and Adam Cole busts out in the scene. You know what I'm saying? And he goes out to he comes out to the ring. He starts speaking. So at this point, MJF shows up. So we got MJ. Yeah, obviously MJF do MJF things. Like he came out in the returning Triple H.
Yes,
leather.
He did.
Yeah. Like I don't know, that was coincidence or
what. I think I don't want to say low key, but I think deep within MJF, he's probably a super huge Triple H fan.
Yeah.
I think he's a super huge Triple H fan, and for him to do that, because I mean, at the same time, he also has to think about. Well, we also got to think about the pop that Triple H got when he came back that night.
Yeah.
It hasn't been a lot of return from injury pops.
Yeah,
like that one. I mean, when I still remember watching that one for the first time, and to see that type of pop, I was like, oh my god! Of course, he comes out. He's looking jacked, like he's in excellent shape.
Great shape.
Probably the best shape at the time for him in his career at that time. So he comes out and he's got on the vest over the jean jacket, and I was like, well, damn, the jacket makes him look big. He takes the jacket off. I was like, holy shit, this dude really is big. So I thought it was perfect planning by MJF, and I'm pretty sure nobody probably knew he was coming out wearing that. But
I think he landed in Arizona.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I think he landed in Arizona. That way, if he landed in Vegas, people are like, oh yeah, he gonna pull up. So I think so the rumor said that he landed in Arizona and drove the rest of the way to Vegas. That way, no one would see him, and no one could say, "Hey guys, I saw MJF in the airport. He gonna pull up at Double or Nothing." So they actually took care of that situation. Now MJF did like a lengthy promo, which is crazy for a pay-per-view, because on pay-per-view you don't really cut long promos like that. So, and honestly, if you want to truly analyze that promo, it was like 2 or maybe 3 instances where he could have ended it on a high note and just left. You know what I'm saying? But he had a lot to say, and he was like, listen, just because, just in case you marks didn't figure it out already, I'm AEW, and he's like, zoom in on this, and he zoomed in on the tattoo he had, bet on yourself, and he ended it with like, I'm with AEW, and I ain't fucking leaving.
Yeah,
like the Wolf of Wall Street line. So, I mean, I think that what's funny, like I been knew he renewed his contract, like I knew that for months, like people were saying like the contract's already renewed. No, he's not. He's gonna pull up the Royal Rumble. No, he's not. This man has already signed his contract months ago. Like, remember,
a lot of folks kept saying, "Oh, he's gonna pull up to WrestleMania," and he did an excellent job, because of course wrestlers nowadays, they're taking control of their own destiny, and AEW does not have that 90-day no compete clause.
Yeah.
So he kept saying, like a year ago, 2022, the bidding war of 2024. And he said that for a minute. And I'm sitting there saying, well, hell, this guy's goal, he just might leave. And I got to thinking, I was like, so we're gonna have 2 Miz type of guys under one roof, under one umbrella, and that's no disrespect to the Miz or MJF. It's just MJF bout carried AEW on his back for a while.
Yeah, he did it all like through 2023. He definitely did that.
He carried on his back, and the injuries that he had, and that man needed a break.
Yeah, from
carrying AEW like he did, and coming back the way he did. He came back at one of their big 4 pay-per-views, and he came back at the 5th one, which anything you do in a multiple of 5, it means something. So for him to come back at this one, that probably, and at the time where AEW really needed that star power from a guy, you give him a mic, you say, hey, go out there and talk about string beans. Yeah, go out there and put in work talking about string beans like it ain't nothing.
Yeah.
So, I mean, for him to come back when he did, with the roster that they've got, and I think this is going to set up, of course, he's probably going to give the Undisputed Kingdom some hell.
Of course. But he said that like no more kangaroo kicks, none of that bullshit. He said none of that. The MJF is back. Like, I'm not hiding behind no mask. Like, I think he's gonna give the entire roster hell. I think he planted seeds within his promo to the point of like, yes, I'm your scumbag, and I'm gonna do some scumbag shit. And
everybody's on notice. I don't care if you're a good guy, bad guy. I'm gonna do some dirty tactics, and you're not gonna see it coming. And see, I think what he's doing too, he just let the entire roster know, all y'all can get this work. Yeah, every last one of y'all can catch these hands. But there's only one match I want to see out of him. What with him?
What's that?
And they hinted to it before he got hurt. Him and Swerve. That's coming.
They did plant SE too. But see, here's the thing.
That's coming.
I don't want to see it at All In though.
I don't want to see it yet.
Yeah, I don't want to see it yet. I don't want
to see it yet.
Let that seed be that seed. But for him being back, that is a great gain. And this man is only 27 years old. This man is in his late 20s. MJF is in his 20s. And to be in your 20s, he is not lying. He is a generational talent. That's why people was bidding for him. Like, this dude is next level. Like, he understands the game like that. It's crazy.
He knows.
Like, Mark Henry said it. He was like, MJF reminds him of The Rock. He said because when they used to be on the road, Rock used to cut promos in the car on them. He stayed in character in the car, throwing jabs at everybody in the car. He was like, yo, you know you can turn it off or whatever. He didn't turn it off. And he's like, MJF is the same way. He said, when I first approached MJF threw a jab at me, like a verbal jab. And he said, at first it pissed me off. You know, I'm like, I could break this kid in half. He said, but then it hit him. And he was like, you know, Dwayne used to do that. And he just studies it. You know what I'm saying? He takes every bit of advice. If Tony Khan, if he can help it, you need to throw the bag at him. When this new contract is up, throw the bag at him. Like, that is your guy. That is your flagship bearer, outside of John Moxley, of course. That is your flagship bearer for AEW. That is the dude that literally bet on himself. Yep. You know what I'm saying? And got to where he got. Like,
you know what MJF is?
Yeah.
MJF, to me, if anybody wants to disagree, feel free to.
Yeah.
MJF is AEW's John Cena. He's the one he's the one when it's time to push all them chips to the middle of the table. The chip you got on the top got 3 initials on it. MJF.
True.
And the reason is, like I said, he grabs the mic, he goes out there, and he brings it. And when we say he stays in character, he's in character. I mean, he's an ass to kids. But see, that's how MJF knows how to keep kayfabe alive. Yeah. And the fact that this man landed in Arizona to drive to Vegas means this 27-year-old young gun right here, this 27-year-old dude, not even in his prime.
Yeah.
Not even close. I mean, the mountain promise right here.
Yeah.
He's still down here. He's still down here at the bottom, giving us major work. Giving us gems. And he ain't even scratched the surface on how good he is. And I feel as though he knows it. And when somebody know how good they are,
you're gonna have to spend some money.
They keep you wanting more.
Yeah.
And if I'm Tony Khan, I'm throwing the bag, the duffel bag, the plastic bag. You have this man basically. He's the cash cow. He's your John Cena. He's the guy. He's the first guy you put on the ice cream bars.
Well, I will say this though. Now I know with the comparison of John Cena, I wouldn't say he's not. I wouldn't say he's John Cena yet, because John Cena is what you call an ace, and I feel like he was the ace for WWE. Like you can call him up for anything. Like if there's a little dip in like some ratings or whatever, call John Cena. You know he'll pull up.
And you got kids right there waiting on him.
You know what I'm saying? So I feel like the ace of WWE is John Cena, but I feel like at this point the ace of AEW right now is Jon Moxley, because whenever there was some morale being down, John used to pick up the mantle and ran with it. Like he was the world champion. I think he was world champion 3 times. So it's like, but that mantle is for MJF to take. You know, like he's the guy to take that mantle. But like we'll see what happens come Wednesday, because now that he's back and he's doing physical work, and I don't think Adam Cole is far behind it. We'll see what happens on Wednesday.
And I'll say this: remember those 4 pillars. So I mean, who are they? MJF,
Sammy Guevara,
Darby, Sammy. Jack Perry wasn't one of them, was he?
Yep, Jack Perry.
And Jack Perry. So I need people to remember those 4 pillars right there. Me personally, I always thought it was a 5th. And that 5th, and that 5th one, Britt Baker.
Oh yeah, Britt's definitely a staple.
Britt Baker, absolutely. And I guess if we want to, if not a staple, she could just be a wall. She could just be a wall in the building, or whatever. But timeless Toni Storm. Pretty sure we'll get it. Pretty sure we'll probably get the Toni Storm. But
we definitely get it, Tony.
But again with somebody like MJF, that's a walk. He is a walking legend, walking classic.
Yeah, he's a walking legend in the making, a future Hall of Famer for sure.
Absolutely.
He's not lying when you say generational talent. I'm like, to be that young and to know the game like that, it's crazy. But moving on to the trios Unified World Championships, the Bang Bang Gang versus Death Triangle, with the surprise appearance of Juice Robinson being back from his surgery.
Glad to see Juice back.
Yeah, the juice is loose. The juice is loose. No pun intended with Hoop Too, because I understand. But Juice is out here, and I think honestly, this was the good call to make as well. The Bang Bang Gang is Unified Championship. My only critique to that is, and I get the gimmick that they have now. They got a wagon for all the belts, because they got 6 belts. You know what I'm saying? So I get the gimmick, but eventually, I feel like you need to just get a singular trios title, because to be completely honest, there was no reason for a 6-man championship for Ring of Honor and a trios championship for AEW. And the trios, the trios roster is not like this. It's more like this. You know what I'm saying? So
it's a lot of makeshift team. It's a lot of makeshift teams. You know what I mean?
Yeah, a lot of makeshift teams. So I think they do eventually. They need to unify those titles and they keep it moving. I mean, it is unified, but just have a new set of belts. But I get the wagon though. We got too many belts to carry, so here's a wagon.
And see, I'm pretty sure there's teams over there that you can get together, like over there in Ring of Honor. Shoot, you got Dalton Castle and the boys. If he's still going on,
the boys is no more. The boys got let go. Well, he can have new boys. But
he can always get new ones. But I mean, I would say the trios division. Now that Death Triangle is back, and me personally, I hate that they lost that match. Also, I would like to switch for them to switch back to their previous Death Triangle music, which that previous shit was bumping.
It was.
I feel like they missed the mark here with Death Triangle losing.
Nah. I don't think so. Because I mean, it was time for Juice Robinson to come back, and that's your 4th man right there.
Yeah.
So, I mean, on top of all that, like, to be honest, the weakest division is the trios division anyway.
It is.
So I would have the Bang Bang Gang carry those championships for a little bit, to bring more, to bring back the prestige on it. Because when you introduced them, Kenny and the Bucks had them, Death Triangle had them for a hot minute. You know what I'm saying? I don't think Dark Order had them, but
and they beat the Elite.
Yeah,
the Death Triangle had to beat the Elite to win them titles. If I'm right,
yeah, no, it was the opposite way. They had to do a series of matches.
That is right.
They had to do a series of matches. That's what it was.
Yeah.
And so now I think, just bring back a little bit more prestige to those trio championships, and then that's another surefire way to bring more people that's not on TV really. Make them trios and then keep it moving like that. But you can bolster up that division. So
yeah, and I wonder since Juice is back. Juice is basically there without a title. I wonder if AEW is going to throw in that old little Freebird rule and allow
Juice to get in there
in the event something happens to one of the Guns or Jay White. Can he go ahead and step in for them? So hopefully, of course, I'm always thinking about something like that. Something that gives a group like that an edge because they're always looking for one. But hopefully they can do that. And side note, again, folks, if you have not heard the Bang Bang Gang theme song, my God, it's hip hop at its finest. But
that Bang Bang Gang theme song is dope though. I ain't gonna hold you, man.
They got nasty.
They got honestly and truly, I feel like they got the best theme music in AEW.
Oh man.
That thing be getting me hype, bro. That song be getting me hype.
By the order of the Bang Bang Gang, guns up, and that beat drop.
Yep.
And I'm sitting, and it's on Spotify. It's on my playlist. So I mean, and it's just a cool New York instrumental, damn near. But it is good to see. It is good to see Juice back. Dope match, and I'm still getting used to calling them Bang Bang Gang, even though I like it better. But I was still calling them Bullet Club Gold.
Bullet Club Gold, and I think they went away from it, and I think they just incorporating Bang Bang Gang as part of their deal. So, now on to the next matchup is Timeless Toni Storm versus Serena Deeb, which I believe this was Tony's toughest opponent. And this was
Serena on a slouch.
Hey, listen, let me tell y'all something, boy. About
She's
Serena
not a
Deeb,
slouch.
That woman is real. All right, you know what I'm saying? That is a woman of 1,000 hoes. All right, like she is Dean Malenko. She's a female version of Dean Malenko. She will break you down. And
that's a lot to say.
Yeah, it was points in that match where I was legitimately concerned. I'm like, oh shit, she might beat her. And I was like, this might be it right here. But
she gave her everything.
She had you. And then Tony came out with the win. And I think, I feel like this was the toughest matchup so far Tony had to come up with Serena Deeb. And they put on a clinic, man. I think they wrestled for 15 minutes straight. And the crowd was already hyped from an earlier women's match, which was from 0 Hour, which was Deonna Purrazzo and Thunder Rosa, which they wrestled for 10 minutes, 15 seconds. And then with Deonna Purrazzo getting the dub over Thunder Rosa. So there was already a little hype from that. So, again, technical match. So it wasn't like super hard hitting or whatever. But once it got in its groove and they got to the end, it was done. It was a wrap. It was a wrap.
Shout out to AEW. We saw a number of women's matches.
Yeah. 3.
And we weren't disappointed either one.
Nope. Not at all. Not at all.
Again, women's wrestling now, whether it's AEW or WWE, what we're no longer seeing like we used to. Remember how maybe like a year or so ago, women's matches botch here, botch here, botch here, botch here. We're not getting that anymore. We're not seeing the prissy blonde that Vince was in love with. No. The women that you see, man, these athletes. Yeah. Like these pure athletes. Like you look at them. Look at Serena Deeb. Serena Deeb has about 0.3 body fat and is a technician to and through. You look at Toni Storm. You can tell Toni Storm don't miss no leg day. Nope. I mean, you take a look at them, and they go on the ring. They're in character. Toni's in character her whole damn match, and is maneuvering like a wrestler. They're not maneuvering like a superstar, and that's no offense against WWE, because WWE is now showing us wrestling. Yeah. So what we're getting, and this is just for AEW, what we got out of 3 women's matches, especially this one, which Timeless Toni Storm has got me as a fan now, like a huge fan now, and just to see what we get now, man, that's good. That's good to see, because for a while you'd have about 2 or 3 athletic women on the roster.
Yeah,
both companies got a few of them on there, and either one of them can carry.
Yeah, I know with Toni, in the past couple of weeks, Toni is slowly starting to turn into a babyface without Toni actually trying to. And I think the crowd is actually getting next to Toni because they love her gimmick so much. And that's what it is. I mean, because at first when she first did it, it wasn't like the theme music wasn't like a hard banger. You know what I mean? And then, it takes time.
It's not a bang at all.
Yeah, it's not a bang at all. But it takes time though. And now they love her theatrics. They love what she does, love what she do. She's so entertaining. And so Serena Deeb was supposed to be the babyface in the situation, but there was situations where the crowd was behind Toni and not Serena. And honestly and truly, I feel like Serena works better as a heel anyway.
She does.
But considering what she came back from, I'm pretty sure they tried, that side of her being the face, but her as a heel is super, super dangerous. Yeah. And she will break you down.
Yeah. And see how many times have we seen somebody that's a heel being liked a lot? Stone Cold Steve Austin. We hated him.
Yeah,
we hated him. I mean, Austin 316 was a heel moment because he beat Jake the Snake. The next thing you know, Austin 316 says, "I just whooped your ass," and guess what?
Money.
Boom, money. I mean, we saw it. Daniel Bryan, now Bryan Danielson. He was the chump. Next thing you know, he has a huge following. There you go. It happens. Shoot. Zach Ryder. People, I thought Zach Ryder was a straight goob, and then next thing you know, I'm at home watching the wrestle. I'm at home yelling woo woo woo, and I mean, it always happens. Someone that you're not supposed to like, you like them.
You end up liking them.
And then guess what?
Yeah.
Then guess what? They end up being your. Not to say you're necessary evil, but they end up being your necessary evil that you like.
Yeah.
So it's as much as they probably want Toni to be a heel, she could still be a heel, but she's going to be that heel. You know what? She won't be a heel. What's the word I'm looking for, man? Like you're like a little anti-hero. Yeah, twin. She's a little anti-hero. Yeah. And she'll come in and drop that face when she needs to, or she'll walk up in there and drop that heel when she needs to. But until then, for at least another 350 days, she needs to remain a champ.
Yeah,
she's putting in a lot
to remain a champion for sure. Like, don't change her character, even though the crowd is behind it. Don't change her. Don't change one iota of her character. Keep her the same way. Let her do her thing. Because this is some of the best work we've seen Toni Storm in outside of Japan, obviously.
If I'm Ted Turner, I'm going to TMC. What is that? TMC.
Yeah.
The oldies show or whatever, and she's becoming my next host. And
but see, you know what's funny though? They already got done in a movie coming back. It's already back.
She's perfect.
Yeah. But they got like somebody hosting it. But Turner Classic Movies, though, she would be the perfect host for Turner Classic Movies because she'd be in black and white, and then she starts start narrating stuff. Like she'd be perfect for that. Like
First movie of the show, Gone with the Wind.
Gone with the Wind. Like
first movie.
Easy work right there.
Easy work. Easy money.
Work.
And and I don't know if you remember Mystery Theater 3000.
Yeah.
Way back in the day.
Because
they've brought that back a few times. They will bring that back again. Put it on there. Put on there as a guest. Put on this. It's way too much easy money to be made with Tony Storm.
Yeah,
way too much.
That's easy money right there, man. I need to be in the media scrum so I can suggest that. So
I sit up there with you and get drunk.
Yeah. So the next matchup is I didn't like the result of this, and this was Orange Cassidy versus Trent Beretta, and Orange Cassidy going over Trent. I did not like that. I wanted Trent to go over.
Orange doesn't need the win.
No, he don't. He doesn't need to win.
He's got the most wins in AEW history. He didn't need that win. Trent needed that win. I mean, here's why Trent needed that win. You could help him evolve his heel, Trent.
Yeah.
One person, unless this was a rubber match, Trent needed to win this one. Matter of fact, we needed to see him go at it about 3 times.
Yeah.
Trent needed to win too. You let Orange have the last one. But Trent needed this win, man, because again, he's a heel. And he's that heel that would do anything to make Orange look bad.
Yeah.
And they missed the mark because again, Orange didn't need this win. And a lot of his international champion title reign, I always thought Orange looked too unbeatable. I think he looked way too unbeatable at times, and he didn't.
But they had to elevate that championship belt though, because he was defending it every week. It's like he was
every daggone week.
He was out here with that thing. I mean, Pac was definitely being truly international with it. I will say that.
Yeah.
He did defend that title like overseas. Orange defended, Orange brought it back, but it wasn't international. It stayed within the states or whatever.
Yeah.
And you didn't see clips of him defending that title, at least not to my knowledge, overseas or whatever. But yeah, I'm with you. Trent should have won this match because of the sudden turn of him turning on Chuck, turning on Chris Statlander, which I'm gonna get to that, and Orange Cassidy. He needed this win, and then have Orange come back and beat him. Obviously, because Orange, I think the first time they wrestled, Orange won. And I don't know where they're going with this per se. Hopefully it's something better than what we thought of. But I think Trent should have got that. But that goes on to the next match is the Learning Tree. Chris Jericho versus Hook and Katsuyori Shibata in a 3-way FTW rules match, which obviously that's a hardcore match. And I think this is the first time I've seen Shibata in a hardcore style match. And I'm gonna tell you like this. I feel like Shibata could be a deathmatch god out here. But I don't think that's what he wants to do. The match was entertaining. I will say that. Instead of thumbtacks, they used dice. You know what I'm saying? And that dice was all over that ring throughout the whole time. Big Bill showed up. Big Bill had a scary bump when he's so like no did it. He's so big, like he landed on the table to the point where the table leg like shot through the wood. So, which is uncommon. Like this is the same type of tables that pro wrestlers use all the time, and it just breaks like this. But he's just so heavy, and it is like, and the velocity, the way Hook threw him. So
he's a big and muscular 7 feet tall too.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So obviously now the funny thing about it is the bounty hunter Brian Keith shows up in a match, interferes in this, which was I was like, what? And it didn't register for a second because he did approach Chris Jericho like a week before. And you don't know what that conversation was about. So that's a heel turn for bounty hunter. So which I'm cool with that. So now again, Chris Jericho has another group now. And that's the learning tree at this point. This man had the Inner Circle, he had a Jericho Appreciation Society, and now he got the learning tree, which at least one or two people out of that group end up branching off and doing their own thing. Daniel Garcia, prime example.
Oh,
Jericho Appreciation Society.
Yeah,
this man has been in some huge deals. This man has been in the Continental Classic tournament, finally getting a dub in there. Like this
puts on a good show too. He puts on a good show
and a good show at that. You know what I'm saying? Mike Menard. Well, he's married to Ruby Soho now. He got a kid on the way. You got all this stuff happening. So I think this is one of them situations where Chris Jericho is elevating younger talent again, and that's with Brian Keith and Big Bill. But
see with God, I wish they would change.
And I see what's happening. I know what's happening. I know what's about to happen too.
I really wish they would change Big Bill's name, Bill Cassidy, something.
Yeah.
But first off, I would really like, because the FTW title is not recognized. No. I would like for it to be officially recognized by AEW. But again, I know they got a lot of titles.
I wanted to get retired.
Either retired or recognized, because it's historic, and the reason I would like for it to be recognized, because you basically have you've got a whole division in one belt without saying you've got a whole division for that belt, because anything freaking goes for that title.
Yeah,
I mean, you basically technically bring back the hardcore division when that belt walks into the room. As soon as that belt comes to the room, when it's time for that belt to be defended, it's time to get it on. But also with the it took me a second to get down with the learning tree, but
I think that goes back to Tony Storm though, because at first that was a weird gimmick for her to use, and at first I wasn't used to, but now as time progresses, I see where they were trying to go, and see that's where patience come in. Chris, I wasn't too hype on the learning tree thing either, but I think the turning point was when the crowd tried to turn on him or whatever. He switched it back on him, and that's why Chris Jericho is so genius. That's why he's on some GOAT shit, because
exactly that's exactly why.
On their head, and now the learning tree, I wouldn't say it's over, but the learning tree, he using what the fans hate about it against them, and he's pushing that heel tactic to the point where you want him to get his ass beat like that. And I'm not a pro wrestler or anything like that, but I feel like that's pro wrestling 101. But I see what's happening though. Now you got three people in the learning tree. Who's been coming by talking to Shibata and Hook twice? Who's the one man that kept talking to him?
Shit, who? I've missed wrestling a time or two the last couple. I didn't miss pay-per-view.
Samoa Joe. He was like, listen. He said, why y'all feel over here fighting each other? Why y'all doing all this bullshit? Why y'all doing all this? He like, y'all can be the most dangerous people in the world. Both of y'all are dangerous. He looked at Hook. He said, I thought you was something when me and you went against each other. Apparently not. He like, you need to get your title back and go ahead and handle your business. And he walked away. He did it twice.
I do remember. I didn't miss that.
He did it twice. So now that you got Brian Keith, Big Bill, and Jericho, now eventually Samoa Joe gonna pop up, and then you're gonna have Joe, Hook, and Shibata.
Yep. And did you see where they caught? They had a little video of Samoa Joe training. Yeah. First of all, we've never seen Samoa Joe train.
Yeah.
When they showed him training, I was like, okay, this looks like some real dangerous shit that Joe's doing. So now it really does make some sense. You get those three, of course. Joe has wrestled everywhere under the sun. He's the one Samoan that had to make his own name. He didn't just go off his heritage. He had to make his own name.
Yeah, no
doubt. Now you get Hook, and again, I hate that Hook lost, but hopefully Joe can be what Hook needs, because Hook needs to go under. I think he needs to go under somebody's wing like Samoa Joe, and I hope that he can also train with Joe as well. But at the same time, back to the learning tree. Again, it took me a second to fully get down with it, but when they were in Canada, and he comes out, he's doing the whole innocent wave and everything, and I was like, I hate seeing him do this, but I like
that
the
he's
way
doing
I feel. Yeah, I like that he's doing it because now it's obnoxious.
Yeah.
And he turned it on, like you said, he turned it on just like that.
Mm-hmm.
He makes you hate him, but that's his job, and he's done it. He's done it so many times. It's almost as if, to me personally, character-wise, Chris Jericho really is goated for how he can turn it on,
yeah,
and turn it right off.
And turn it right off. The three things that Shibata, Hook, and Samoa Joe got in common, they are submission specialists. Like they will hurt you. Like that's just what it is. And if you put those three people together, they're going to inflict pain. Like all through, and some ass kicking all through. Just like the Blackpool Combat Club, in a sense. I think eventually the FTW Championship going to go back to Hook at some point, and then that title gets retired, and then on to the next. But like going on, speaking of hard hitting, this is another match that we were actually wrong on, because at least I know for me, it's Jon Moxley and Konosuke Takeshita, with Jon Moxley going over, which I thought Takeshita was going to beat Jon Moxley in the Eliminator, because the stipulation was if Takeshita beat Jon Moxley, then he has the opportunity to face Jon Moxley again for the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. So Takeshita took the L. I mean, but he beat the shit out of Jon Moxley, though.
I picked Moxley to win.
Yeah.
But I want it to be wrong. And the reason I want it to be wrong is because I wanted Takeshita's past due for a strap.
Yeah.
Past due for a strap. And again, I personally would like to see Takeshita wrestle more, because when he hits you, he hits your ass.
Yeah, you drop him.
He's got a boot. If his boot's coming towards your face, you're going to end up making that press face.
It's right here.
Yeah. That form. I mean, when he hits you, you're the next morning. You're like, damn, I got hit by Takeshita, bro. So I mean, I want to be wrong.
Yeah,
I pick Moxley. And it's not a lot of times when somebody say, damn, I want to be wrong. In this case, I really want to be wrong, because I really I wanted him to be able to beat Moxley and beat him straight up now. Beat Moxley, and he'd be able to say, I got the best of Moxley twice. Once for the Eliminator, once for the title. Because again, Takeshita has a list of some jokers he's beaten.
Yeah, he does. I don't think he was going to win the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship because maybe of his affiliation with DDT or whatever. I think there's some things going on. I could be 100% wrong. Don't quote me on that.
Never know.
But I will say though, but put a pin into Takeshita though, because we're gonna bring up his name later on down the line, and that leads on to Adam Copeland and Malachi Black barbed wire steel cage match, right? Man, listen. Okay, Adam, they swerved us. Okay, they swerved us because there was rumors, and you can't tell me AEW or any AEW exec don't look at the internet, because they were speculating, well, Malachi Black is going to leave soon, which honestly and truly, nobody truly knows his contract, how many years he's with AEW or whatever the case would be. Nobody really truly knows that. But it's like, well, it's almost guaranteed when he leave, his contract is over with AEW, he's gonna jump over to WWE for obvious reasons, because Zelina Vega's over there, his wife's there. So, like, it's gonna tell us what's gonna happen with Malachi Black at this match. Still don't know that. And they played in on that real hard. They played in on that. And they had the House of Black pull up, and then side by side with Adam Copeland. And Adam Copeland cut a promo the night before, and he was like, you brought up my dark side. What if they decide to join me? What's up with that? You know what I'm saying? And they were side by side with this man, and Brody King clotheslined the absolute piss out that man. It was like, got him. You know what I'm saying? And Malachi played it so well. He was so shot. He was like, these are my boys. You ain't gonna get them. And man, let me tell you, man, there was a conversation. There was an interview Adam Copeland had that Nobody in WWE, he like that interest, that brood interest that he had. I forgot what pay-per-view that was with WWE. He wanted Gangrel to be with him.
Yeah,
and that was him and Seth Rollins. I think it was him against Seth Rollins, and it was like nobody wanted that. Like they're not gonna remember that. Who the hell not gonna remember the brood? Because correct me if I'm wrong. Because on Sunday, when the lights flickered red, and you saw red mist shot out from the bottom of the ring, and you see Gangrel pop out, and tell me that crowd didn't go nuts for that.
Look here. This is how big of a Gangrel fan I was.
Yeah.
First of all, Gangrel's entrance music, fire.
Fire. The Brood was that's a fire.
Gangrel's music. Yeah, Gangrel's entrance music.
Yeah.
No pun intended, because they used to come down. It would come down, being elevated, and they had a fire surrounding. And again, like I said last week, for anybody, if you ever watch a Brood entrance, and you see Edge and Christian smiling and laughing, they both confessed the reason that they were smiling and laughing because they were sitting there thinking in the back of their minds, yo, this is a cool ass freaking entrance. Yeah. They were stoked, and Gangrel was doing that entrance from day one.
Yeah.
So, but I'm gonna say this: those Impaler DDTs, they look better now than they did back then. Like,
wait, I think he got a wrestling school. I think he's teaching young talent how to wrestle and stuff.
He does. Like them Impaler DDTs look finesse. And
perfecto.
This how big of a Gangrel fan I was. I thought them damn teeth were real.
Yeah.
So, I thought the teeth were real for years because they look real. Like whoever did his vampire fangs, yo, I appreciate you because you made this 41-year-old dude think they were real. Even now, I still think they were, even if they. But to see him come out, and I need them to call him back because those DDTs look good. I don't care how old he is. He got around in that ring like it was nothing Sunday night. Yeah,
he can still get down now. I will say that he can still get down. And now we know that. Well, it's nothing like backstage news or anything like that. I think now what happened in that match, there was a high spot with Adam Copeland where he jumped off the top of the cage, but which I felt like that was a weird jump for him because I thought he was going to splash on top of him, but it seemed like he just changed his mind at that moment and did like a standing elbow drop, which you jump from that height. I was like, oh my God, what just happened? So there's been reports today that actually Adam Copeland himself, he said, listen, I think it was a fibia or something like that. And he's out for like 4 to 6 months. So now that means that the TNT title is going to be vacated. So now, see, that's the thing I don't want. See, I don't want to see a tournament though. I don't want to see a battle royal because on Wednesday they're going to be a battle royal on who faces Swerve for Forbidden Door. But the Owen Hart Foundation tournament, the winner of each tournament, women and men, face the world champion at All In. So now, so it was announced before the pay-per-view even started. It was at a 0 hour. Tony Khan came out with Owen Hart's widow, and they said, there's weight to this. Not only do you get the Owen Hart belt or the trophy, you get All In. This is what this tournament is. So honestly and truly, what this looks like though, this is kind of like, in a way, it's turning into a Royal Rumble, but with a tournament, or it turns into like a G1, and the winner of the tournament get to face, that kind of thing. So that's dope because now you got 2 different tournaments going on. You got the Owen Hart Foundation tournament, and then later on in the year, you got the Continental Classic, which is really the G1 where points is being scored, winner, loser, draw. And if you're the Continental Champion, your belt is on the line. You got to get enough points to retain that belt. You know what I'm saying? So, and there's no interference. Yeah, it's no interference. Like zero. Like that's the whole, premise behind the Continental title.
You know what I liked about that tournament?
Yeah.
straight up wins.
Yeah.
All straight up wins.
Yeah.
No DQ, no nothing. All straight up. I mean, even Swerve, straight up wins when it all came down to it.
Man, Andrade was my favorite in that tournament, man. He was doing his thing. He was doing his stuff. There was a lot there, man.
Yeah, man.
Roosh too, which honestly, all over Twitter, people was like trying to figure out who's gonna be the next TNT champion. See, if I had the pen, I would give the TNT championship to Malachi Black and have him hold that title for 4 to 6 months until Adam Copeland comes back, and then have dissension goes on with the house leading up to that, and then you have that switch. Have Adam Copeland take that TNT title back from Malachi Black, but this time Malachi is not a heel. He's basically the face because your family is broken now. Like it's done. I don't know how much longer he got on his contract. You know, it's just been speculation, rumors, and all that crap.
Yeah,
but he's my first choice. My second choice, and it should be tied for first, is Takeshita as the TNT champion. Like, we need more of him on TV. Like, him as a TV champion, I want him whipping everybody ass to get in the ring with him.
And ain't nobody beating him like that straight up.
Nah. And the person to beat him eventually, Miro.
And see, Miro was a very good TNT champion.
Yeah. Yeah.
He was a very good TNT. When I mean he was a good TNT champion,
yeah,
like the Redeemer, get the Redeemer gimmick as if God is punishing him or whatever when he won the champ. The way he carried that title, man, he was whooping jokers left and right.
You know what? I take that back. Considering how long he's been TNT champion, he need to be in the world title picture when you get back. So
yes,
yeah. But the person I would say beat Konosuke, Takeshita, maybe Daniel Garcia, but if it ain't Malachi Black, I needed to be Takeshita. Like it has to be him. This man has been in a lot of high profile matches. This man gonna know how to take care of that title. Don Callis is Don Callis. Like, I mean, people again with the heat. You know what I'm saying? The Don Callis heat. He get that Dom heat. He breeds winners though. That's for sure. That's for sure.
That Don Callis family. That Don Callis family got some stars in it.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he's got some stars over there.
But check it though. Somebody point this out on Twitter. When Will Ospreay's first match, right? Well, the first match of the night. Don Callis say, "You the Tiger Driver. You the Tiger Driver. Drop him. Send his ass to the ER.
Send him to the hospital."
Will Ospreay didn't listen and won. Takeshita listened and lost. So I don't know. Someone just pointed it out, and that's just somebody just like analyzing or whatever. But there might be a situation way down the road where Takeshita is. But I do love the heel Takeshita though, man. His music, like the whole gimmick, I love that joint, man. I love it. So
yeah, heel Takeshita is a force to deal with, bro.
Yes, sir. He is. So, but Malachi Black, man. Here's another little tidbit. Correct me if I'm wrong, Geek Corner. This is the second loss that Malachi Black has suffered in a singles match. Remember the last time he was pinned? Cody. Cody was the last man to pin that man in a one-on-one. Everybody else that met this man one-on-one, he put to sleep. And so Cody and Edge are his main two losses for the singles. I can't think of anybody off the top of my head that has beaten this man one-on-one, no tag matches, no trios matches. And I haven't seen it.
Because the House of Black don't lose trios matches like that.
Nah. Unless you just put somebody else over.
I mean, to be honest, if you want to be technical,
yeah,
the entire house has been on a bit of a losing streak because I don't know when the last time I've seen Buddy win.
Yeah,
Brody he's taking L's to the likes of Darby.
Yeah,
not too daggone long ago. You see, Malachi lost.
Yeah.
What's my girl name?
Oh, Julia. But Julia was TBS champion. You know, she got injured too. She was wrestling with an injury.
Yeah. So I mean, the whole house, the entire House of Black is on a bit of a losing streak here. So they could absolutely use a dub, but I just hate that. I don't want Malachi to leave. Yeah. I don't want Malachi to leave. I guess that's my point. I don't want him to leave when there's so much more he could do at AEW, and I'm on the same page with you.
Yeah, there's a lot more he could do.
Let him get that TBS title. I mean, a TNT title. Let him get that. Let him hold that until Copeland gets back. Yep. Copeland shows up one day, and the type of shape Copeland's in, they say, 4 to 6 months. He could probably, more than likely, probably back in 4. So I mean, let's get him back, and he just up and shows up one night on Dynamite, and of course you hear that music play, and you pick that storyline right back up. But if you don't give it to Copeland, I mean, if you don't give it to Malachi Black, it's got to go to somebody like Takeshita. And
if you don't get Takeshita, I got a third pick.
Who?
Ricky Starks.
Because I don't even know where my man Starkey Baby's at. I don't even know where my guy at.
Man, Jones, man. Like, because people been asking, why you on TV? I don't know. Because it was like, oh, well, soon his contract up, he's jumping over NXT because that's Cody's boy. You know, stuff like that. Yada, yada, yada. You know, people trying to be in the know or whatever. But, you know, Stark Man Jones, him and his TNT champion, this, that, and the third, man. And then also that carries weight too, because there was a collision where there was a promo battle between Adam and Ricky got up under Adam's skin, and Adam, but you know, it blurring the lines because you don't know if there was like in character or Adam was legitimately pissed, but that was okay. They never really solidified that. So if you got boy Stark Man Jones, Ricky Starks is the TNT champion, have to hold that title for a while, and then or you know, him eventually beating the TNT champion, and then eventually Adam Copeland come up, and then now it goes back to Collision, that promo battle that they had before, and they rekindle that, and then you know maybe Takeshita gets his singles run, Ricky Starks get his singles run, Adam Copeland is back, boom, you got that. So you got like a connecting story. So those are my top 3: Malachi, Takeshita, Ricky Starks.
And see, the reason you can give it to Ricky Starks. Yeah, Ricky Starks is amazing on the mic.
Yes,
absolutely amazing on the mic.
Yes,
and see, I feel like they missed it. They missed the mark with Ricky Starks and CM Punk when he was there.
Yeah,
they missed it. They missed the work that could have been done. Of course, we know what happened between CM Punk and AEW, unfortunately. But I mean, you give Ricky Starks another one of those. You give him a mic, he's gonna. You give him a mic, he's gonna cook.
Yeah. And
see, I think to me on the microphone, he's sort of, if MJF is 1A, he's like a 1B sort of.
Yeah.
Let him get the mic, he cooks. He puts in the work, and he can wrestle.
Yeah.
He's no slouch either. He can wrestle. And even if he's a heel, and his best work has been as a heel.
I mean, when you really think about it, though, the last time you seen him, he was a tag team champions with Big Bill, and now Big Bill lined himself for Chris Jericho. So maybe that's a setup for Ricky Starks to come back and face Jericho, or have some kind of feud with him, or once Bill cut a promo and he mentioned Ricky Starks, and we're like, all right, this might be a babyface turn or whatever, but we'll see. We'll see, man. I want to see Ricky Starks back.
I do too.
See what he does, and that's not taking anything away from Daniel Garcia, because he'll be a great champion too. I think he's been a Ring of Honor Pure champion a couple times actually. Yeah, and he's super entertaining. Yeah,
he held that title when he was in the Jericho Appreciation Society.
Yeah.
He had it then.
Yep. So, but we'll see what happens though. But that was really one of the best matches though. Adam Copeland and Malachi Black. I was looking forward to that match out of all that because I'm like, man, I was hoping Gangrel gonna pull up, and he did. Malachi Black, one of the best matches he had, singles matches. And I ain't gonna lie, I was hoping, I'm like, man, Malachi need to get this title. Like, if he won that title, I'd have been elated. But I'm glad, unfortunately, Adam Copeland got hurt, and then I threw a monkey wrench in a lot of things since he out for 46 months. But you ought to know wrestlers' recovery. Like, even though they're given a certain time, somehow or another, they get back way sooner than they should. And you know what I'm saying? So you got from now to All In. You got from now to August. So he really can pull up at All In. He really can pull up at All In. And we get that Wembley Stadium Adam Copeland. So you keep hope alive, people. Just keep hope alive, man.
It depends on his healing, his rehab. I mean, we saw I think Terrell Owens tore his ACL real quick, and next thing you know, I mean, we're talking that's pretty much a year on damn near learning how to walk and all that, like at least 9 months. This man was back running, and he's done with football now. He's done with football. Yeah. So this post football career, he tears his ACL doing something, and next thing you know, he's back running routes in like 3 or 4 months. I mean, he was back in at the minimum half of the time that it takes to recover from something like that. So I mean, with these guys, and I wouldn't be surprised if Adam Copeland is going to see the same guy that worked on Triple H's injuries, Dr. James Andrews. If he goes to see him,
the Wizard.
Yeah, if he goes to see Dr. James Andrews, people, if you don't know who this man is, look him up. He worked on both. He worked on Triple H's quads, both of them. Yeah. If he goes to see him, Copeland could very well be back, but by All In. And again, we're not saying Dr. James Andrews is God, but he's a very good facsimile. So
yeah, he could definitely do his thing out there, man.
He knows what he's doing. He gets these wrestlers back in the ring quick.
And so that goes on to our last 3 matches, which is honest. I like the LEDs in the middle when they were running the slot machines. I love that gimmick because I was hoping it was gonna like do the slot machine thing. The triple main event starting with Mercedes Moné and Willow Nightingale, and that crowd was hot for this match. And that's the loudest I think that's the loudest I've seen a crowd for an AEW women's match, man. And it's almost like they was on their feet the whole time. And this match went for 18 minutes, short of 20. And Mercedes Moné is the new AEW women's champion. Yep. I'm sorry, the AEW TBS champion. Let me rephrase. Beating Willow Nightingale. Match was great. The match was great. It was a lot going on. Stokely Hathaway and Chris Statlander, and Chris Statlander fussing at Stokely, and then Willow, man, like she is a baby face through and through, man. Like she's like head to toe. Like she's definitely,
from her music to her facial expressions, everything.
Bubbly. Now, there's a gangster side of Willow, and I've seen that before. That's when she had them braids, and it was all braided back, and it was her and Ruby Soho in a hardcore match. She was getting it in then. Like, there's another side of Willow that we only saw once. Yeah. And what's interesting, though, this match was so electric, and a lot of people, there was a lot of discourse back and forth, like whether Mercedes should win this TBS championship or Willow should retain. I think with what Willow did with that TBS championship, she defended it in other companies. She defended it overseas. So she defended that title, over the short stint of her having it. She has defended that title. And what a lot of people don't realize is that this is a TV title. And the TV title is the hardest title for you to hold on to for a long period of time, because
it is.
Because typically you defend it every week or every other week. or somebody breathing down your neck about that title. So this ain't like a world title where you got some breaks in between. Like this is like a everyday, like mofos is coming after you.
Good old challenge-esque type of title.
Easy, man. That's gold. So, I think this was the right call to make. Mercedes Moné. You just signed her. It's almost like she didn't lose a step.
Yeah.
She was out for a year almost. Was it a year? Yeah, it was a year.
Yeah, it's about a year.
Yeah, so
it's about a year.
Can't tell.
And see, with Mercedes Moné, I mean, basically what we've seen out of her, even when she was Sasha Banks back in WWE, what we've seen out of Mercedes Moné, she's always been this good.
Yeah.
She's always been this good.
Yeah.
I hate the circumstances that she had to do when she walked out of WWE. Of course, you hate to see that because you're a fan of how good she is. I mean, she was down at NXT, tearing it up.
Yeah.
She comes to the main roster, tears it up.
Yeah.
Of course, the whole thing with Vince and when she and Naomi when they left, I hated it when they left and then of course Michael Cole had to do his job and he had to voice saying that they walked out. I hated that because I was like, damn, if Triple H would have been the guy then, that wouldn't have happened.
No, that wouldn't have happened.
He wouldn't have let them be unhappy like that. So of
Yeah.
course she basically has to go off and be, hey, got to go back to being Mercedes Moné. I got to build Mercedes Moné back up. But did she really have to build it? Nah, because it's Mercedes Moné, and to see her, want to see how happy she looked when she came back.
Yeah,
and they introduced her in Boston of all places, where she's a Massachusetts girl up and down.
Yeah,
for them to bring her out then, it felt right, and I feel like she's right where she is because she helps that women's roster look so freaking loaded.
Yeah.
She helps them look more loaded than what they really are. And that women's roster is pretty nice right now.
Yeah.
I mean, we still yet have to see a girl we still have to see Camille.
Yeah. And I think it went from that to this is the rumor or whatever the case may be, but I won't be surprised if she shows up at AEW. I just, where does she stand and stuff like that. So I think it's about placement when it comes to her. But Mercedes, man, she's gonna be all over TV, man. Like, just imagine you got Mercedes and Toni Storm as your women's champions, right?
Two women who know each other
and knows the game, and probably can bring more casual fans to the TV, to the product. Not to mention Swerve Strickland, which is our next match, that he went up against Christian Cage. And Swerve is the man.
And real quick before we get deep into talking about Swerve, real quick, there was a thing that MJF said in his promo. That man said, "I didn't need Japan or Vince McMahon to make me."
Yeah,
and some of the champions that we've got over here at AEW now are some folks Vince kind of helped make who they are. Yeah. So for the real diehard AEW fan, before you get all tribalistic, because it's a lot of that on social media, before they get all tribalistic and everything, let's just take in that some of these folks that weren't champions in WWE or NXT, some of these that were not the guy, that weren't that chick over in the company that we're in, or they had to leave the company because of Vince.
Yeah,
let's be happy that now we're getting to see them shine. Because Swerve is that guy. Like, Swerve is that dude.
Yeah,
I mean, to see, I freaking forgot how athletic he was for a minute, and then he's bulked up too.
Yeah.
So I mean, to
that
see how
mid-air.
Oh, and look here, that kick that he does He
kill
kicks
shot.
you like that kick right here.
Yeah.
Oh man, I love to see that.
Yeah, man, he caught that man in midair. Caught Christian, and Christian is. I feel like Christian is probably one of the most underrated professional wrestlers out there because, like, and I know I have heard other professional wrestlers talk about Christian. He said he knows what to do in the ring. He remembers everything we need to do in the ring. And like, there's some people that's like, I forgot what I need to do. Chris is like, no. You do this. Like, he knows it, almost like photographic memory. And I think Adam said something about it. And I think some other wrestlers are like, yeah, I say, listen, y'all don't give Christian enough credit. He say he knows where he needs to be, where you need to be. And if you lose your place where you need to be, he'll tell you where you need to be and how to be there. And
in general.
Yeah. And Christian is probably one of the best, if not the best pickup they got in AEW. Like, that's another person they can't let go. Like, is Christian.
Hell no.
Nah, like, you know what I'm saying? Christian would draw ire and hatred from the crowd, but also at the same time, he can flip it. And so, like, he's doing some of his best work out there. I mean, I know he was appointed as number one contender because of the Bucks. And Swerve came out with the dub. And, you know, we move on. And we forget that Swerve is a big fan of movies. Like, he came out with the whole Warriors outfit on, man. I was like, hey, like, everything is on point with Swerve, man. He is your world champion. So you got Swerve, Tony, Mercedes as your champions. And all these individuals have ventures outside of professional wrestling where you can utilize all three of those. Matter of fact, you got Swerve, Tony, Mercedes, Osprey. Like, these are your international people right there. That's your Fantastic Four right there. And you had, you know, unfortunately with Adam, you know, being hurt, but you had your five, your Fab Five. You know what I'm saying? But you got your Fantastic Four, and man, can't wait to see what happens.
And hell, we want to take it a step further. You got the learning tree, Chris Jericho as your FTW champion. Yeah, I mean, and don't forget, John Moxley's over there with that IWGP title. I mean, it's some star power as the main title holders in AEW. Yeah. I mean, that's some good star power. And the crazy part of that star power, they're not all technically that old.
No,
they're not really. Yeah, they're not really that old. I mean, Swerve is not old. Mercedes ain't old. Tony definitely is not old. I mean, and then you got don't forget about the trios champions. You got Jay White with some very young tag team partners in the guns. I mean, to be honest, putting those guys with Jay White was such a dope move for them because look at how they mature. These guys have gotten in the gym. Their heel factor, it's 10 times better than what it was before they got with him. Because before they got with Jay White, they were the ass boys, and I was like, I'm neither here nor there with the whole ass boys thing. But when you put them with somebody like Jay White, who doesn't really even have to say much, you have gold, and no pun intended. Of course, they were Bullet Club gold, but you have gold right then and there. So AEW, all in all, because I used to see them take a lot of shit talk because of their storylines. Yeah, I think it's all coming together. It is coming together quick. There's a lot to take in. It's a lot to take in. It's a lot of storyline you can do. It's just a matter of doing it, and when you're doing it, feel free to have the likes of Orange Cassidy lose, because it's not like he needs to win. It ain't.
Yeah, no. So I see, one thing is for certain is that every time a pay-per-view happens, they sell. I mean, they damn near sell out the bitch, and it's like the crowd. Like when you pan the camera, you saw this thing is filled up, right? And I think
what Uncle T says, correlating that with everyday weekly television where it's full, it looks full like that. And I think people pointed out a whole lot. And this is just an honest critique. You know, like put that level of excitement every week on your television where, you know, you got those big arenas or whatever the case may be. But now this is the main event for Double or Nothing, which is the Elite versus Bryan Danielson. Bryan Danielson, FTR, Darby Allin. This was, I'm gonna tell you right, one of the craziest matches I've ever seen. Anytime I think this is the line, they always do this number. Like I'm
habitual line steppers.
Habitual line steppers, man. I was like, you got mofos hanging upside down. You got literal flamethrowers being used on another human being. Like when I saw that man, when I saw Darby Allin come out there with a flamethrower, I'm like, all he gonna do is wave it around. Oh shit, he set this man on fire. I was
like literally set Jack Perry on fire.
Literally set that man on fire.
Like if there's anything that'll ever be remembered for a pay-per-view, we literally saw another man get set on fire by somebody else.
Facts. And you know, some people was like, well, why Swerve and Christian wasn't the last match on the card, because obviously it's the world title. I say, when you look at the end result of this is the reason why this was the last match, because of the chaos that, like, it will put them in a bad position. Like, there's no way you could top what they did in Anarchy in the Arena, because it was a train wreck. It was an automobile accident, car crashes everywhere, and all that. My favorite part of it though was like the first half of it, because they kept the music playing, and Nick Jackson and Matt was like, cut that music off, man, like play our music. And they start playing the music, and Bryan Danielson like, hey, cut that shit off, play the greatest song ever in pro wrestling. He threw the mic down, and then the final countdown, and the crowd was like, yeah, going crazy. And then the perfect spot was Darby Allin when he did the coffin drop. When the beat dropped, like the final countdown, he just dropped on him. I was like, man, this is like perfect timing. And then Matt was like, hey, turn this thing off. We paying $200,000 every time we play this song. They're like, please, we on a budget.
Yeah, because did they had music playing at the last Anarchy in the Arena, didn't they?
Yes,
they did.
I
was about to say, I could have sworn John Moxley's music played for like half the damn time.
Half the time, right? Matt was like, man, we on a freaking budget right here. Every time this song plays, it's $200,000. Tony Schiavone was like, you heard him giggling on the mic, right? Tony was having the time of his life, and I heard him say, he's like, man, I love this job. I heard him say it on the mic. He said, God, I love this job.
Yeah, I'll say this for the viewers, if none of y'all, and I hate these two shows no longer on TV, well, on YouTube, but AEW Dark and AEW Dark Elevation, if I'm right, Dark was hosted by Taz and Excalibur, but Daddy Magic, Daddy Magic would be on there hosting sometimes. And he and
Paul White was with him.
Yes, he was on Dark Elevation.
Yeah.
And Taz and Daddy Magic. Imagine hearing two New York accents going at it back and forth. Hilarious. And then you had Daddy Magic and Paul White doing Dark Elevation every now and then. Tony Schiavone would do Dark Elevation.
Yeah.
With Paul White, but you had Daddy Magic. If he does nothing else, if you don't make him wrestle, you gotta have him on commentary. Man, it's pure gold when he's on it. And listening to the commentators on Dark and Dark Elevation, those commentators had fun. They laughed all the time.
Yeah, like, man, that Anarchy Arena, man, I guess it just said bump it. Let's throw the pencils away, pad away. Let's enjoy this thing. Taz, Tony was having the time of their life. Like, I think because what Matt said about the 200 racks, it broke them. It broke them. I feel like it broke them. It was like, like for God's sake, turn this off. Like we on the budget. We all on the budget. We got that kind of money. Tony was like, since when?
And the funny part is that was probably off the cuff too.
Yeah, that really was. That probably was off the cuff, man.
That's probably was off the cuff.
That was super fun, man. I love Anarchy in the Arena matches, man.
Oh yeah.
Obviously the right team won, right? Because that was a makeshift team, and to keep the momentum going with the Elite, you got to have them beat Team AEW. Like that has to happen. I think it's going to culminate in blood and guts at some point, and there's going to be a new team against the Elite. But I kind of want the Elite to win again. I kind of want them to win again if it is blood and guts. But who I want to beat the Bucks though is Matt Menard and Daddy Magic. That's who I want to beat the Young Bucks, not the Lucha Brothers, like not any other, not FTR, but Daddy Magic and Matt Menard.
Yeah,
let them two win because they over. Like Matt Menard is like he got a baby on the way. Over. Oh yeah, they did it in the ring. You know, Ruby said I'm pregnant. You know, obviously, Daddy Magic is Daddy Magic, man. He's behind. Oh, yeah. Listen, he behind Daniel Garcia, man. You know,
sports entertainers.
Sports entertainers. You know what I'm saying? Like, put them boys together and have them win the tag team titles. Boy, like you talk about over, like super over, and like the Bucks just pick on Daddy Magic. Just pick on Daddy Magic. Yo, that's it. Yo, that's it right there. Daniel Garcia beats Okada for the Continental title in the Continental Classic. Daniel Garcia is the winner. And then Daddy Magic and Matt Menard win the Tag Team Championships eventually. Like that, let that culminate at some point. That's who should beat Okada.
Daniel Garcia took L after L in the Classic.
Yes.
But if he comes back again and becomes that dark horse that just runs through it.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah. And then plus, I mean, I agree with you. I need the Bucks. I need the Elite to basically not lose. I don't need them to lose anything right now. Here's why.
Yeah.
You keep them winning because now you have to have them. You basically have to have them terrorize the company as they run the company.
Yes.
You have to. Here's a storyline for you.
Okay.
They terrorized the company so bad, you run Tony Khan out of there for about when's All In? Well, August.
Yeah, All In's in August.
June, July, August. You run him out of there until All In.
Okay.
Matter of fact. Time has got to be right, though. This has got to be a super huge pay-per-view.
Right.
And when you do it, Tony Khan's got to show up with his own Avengers team to face against the Elite.
Yeah.
Now, who that team would be, I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't thought about that part yet.
Right.
But whoever it is, it's got to be over. It's got to be over. I guess who runs the company, board of directors, that whole nine. Young Bucks win. Mm-hmm. They run everything.
Yeah.
Tony Khan's team wins. He runs everything. He runs the Bucks. The Bucks EVP powers.
Yeah.
Null and void.
Okay.
So of course you probably already know who's probably going to win. It's going to be Tony Khan's team. But whoever Tony Khan's team is, like this team has got to be elite to beat the Elite.
Yeah.
So it's just a matter of all in at Wembley, right? So I mean,
yeah, All In's in Wembley.
So at that time, you've got 2.5 months to possibly get it right. Mm-hmm. So I mean,
but see, here's the thing though. Like with the Elite though, I'm gonna need them. I don't need this to be a short run. I'm gonna need them, the Elite.
True, I agree.
be like NWO style. Like they're gonna have to run roughshod for a little minute.
Oh, long-term storytelling.
Yeah, like pass all in. You know what I mean? So
long-term storytelling. Let's
it'll
go.
be they'll have tag team matches, beating them joints. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, you can have Matt Menard and Daddy Magic get in the match one time and lose. Like get this close and lose, right? And then they come back again. Like do the Cody treatment. Give it the Cody treatment. Like have them wrestle that all in or whatever and come up short. And then if you can manage that, if you can will that by the next year for all in, have Daddy Magic back again and Matt Menard, and boom, they beat the tag team champions. But
I got something for you.
But you know what I'm saying? Or Wrestle Dream. Do it by the end of the year so they start the new year. Something like that. But All In is your Starcade. All In is your biggest pay-per-view though of the year. So
you know who needs to get the TBS the TNT title?
Who's that?
Jack Perry. Here's why.
Yes. Yeah, Jack Perry needs the TNT title. Yeah, I forgot. I slipped my mind. Yeah.
You already got 2 titles over there now.
Yeah, 3.
You remember?
No, you got 3. Well, yeah, 2 technically.
You got some titles at the Elite now.
Yeah.
You get Jack Perry that TNT title.
Yeah.
Then you got the entire Elite holding something. Now Okada makes it to the finals of the Intercontinental Classic.
Right.
He's got to because he wants to retain.
Yeah.
Of course, when he gets to the finals, it doesn't matter who he's going against. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And when he gets to the finals, right then and there, the EVPs, they just throw away the rules. They do just like The Rock did at WrestleMania. Throw the rule book out.
Yeah.
And they just make it to where, okay, with the EVPs, we can do this. Okada's going to win this match, and he does. So it's just you need to get a belt on Jack Perry. I don't care if it's TNT.
It has to be TNT. It can't be the World Championship.
Yeah, get a belt on him, and then I also believe that the Elite needs to add one more member. Who that is? And that one more member
end up being a world champion.
Probably
MJF, maybe.
You have him go after. And see, you add MJF to that with that type of power. Oh my God, we'd probably.
There's a lot of moving parts, man. I think
that'd be apocalyptic.
And that's a good thing, though. That is a lot of moving parts. But I really do like that Matt Menard Daddy Magic Tag Team Championship win, and I do like that Daniel Garcia will be the one who beat Okada.
I ain't opposed to that now.
You know what I'm saying? Because I really not opposed to that. But you know, we'll see what happens We'll see what happens, but there's a lot of moving parts. Man. But I'm gonna keep on thinking though. But the right team won, the Elite won, and I'm gonna need them to continue to win and have whoever they face come just a little close, and then nope, snatch that away from me. Still tag team champions. They're gonna run that thing for X amount of days or whatever. I mean, hell, Jay Cargill was TBS champion for over a year. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It can be done. It's already been proven. Hell, somebody been champion for 3 years. Shit. Like Roman. Like proof is in the pudding. You had that small minority was like complaining about, hey man, you know, when he gonna drop the title, but it was a ballsy move from the year before to say, hey, we ain't gonna drop the title just yet. We're gonna drop it next year. We're gonna see if we can stretch this thing out. But it's a lot of ideas for this, and I feel like Daniel Garcia should be at the forefront of this. Like
it was a balls away that Roman got the SmackDown title in the first place.
Yeah, so I think Daniel Garcia should be at the forefront of this, and when it comes to him and Okada, I mean, not just with Kenny and Okada because we've seen that, and Kenny and Okada at All In. I mean, obviously that's money. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah,
but have Okada win that, get that dub too, just the same. But have a young lion in there. Have Daniel Garcia be the one.
Oh yeah,
who dethrones Okada. That is my pick to dethrone Okada. TNT Championship. Who beats him for that? I don't know, but you know, a lot of moving parts. But yeah, but that's double or nothing, man. And the thing is now for the WWE though, and we're gonna keep it short and sweet like with King of the Ring, because obviously Gunther is your king of the ring, and although albeit controversial, yeah, you know, he was controversial. Randy Orton had his shoulders up clearly in front of the ref. Queen of the Ring was our pick, Nia Jax. You know what I'm saying? So she's the Queen of the Ring.
Did you see that emotion on her when she won?
Yeah, she had to clean it up real quick because she was heels. She's like,
it was like I felt that, and Triple H probably whispered in her ear, "Hey, I know you're emotional. Hold it together real quick.
Yeah,
just so you could do this promo real quick, and
yeah,
then go to the back. You can let him rip. Just hold it together real quick, because people got to remember what this woman went through. She got fired. She had the double knee surgery. She took backlash online for her not being safe, whatever.
Yeah.
Came, worked out, dropped the weight, came back, and looks even more dominant now than she ever has.
Indeed.
But Vince wouldn't let her look like this. She got pinned, and I'm sorry to bring it up again, y'all. She got pinned by Alexa Bliss, y'all, straight up.
But that was supposed to happen, though, man. That was long-term booking with that. That was long-term booking.
Yeah. That
was supposed to happen.
Yeah. So, I'm glad Nia won, and she looked very dominating.
Oh, yeah.
And Lyra Valkyria gave her all she could, but that dominator at the end, that
was the most devastating dominator I've seen. That was it. I was like, oh, well, that's it. That's a dub. That is the match, like, when it came on, that was the match that I saw, and I saw the rest of them when I got back from the convention or whatever. But that's the one I saw when I was having lunch. That's the one that was on, and I'm glad I saw that, and I got to see live Nia Jax winning Queen of the Ring. Now she get a World Championship opportunity, you know, and that's at SummerSlam. So obviously, clearly, maybe, her and Bayley gonna go at it, and then she gonna end up being champion. She probably gonna end up beating Bayley for that championship. But Bayley have to have more title defenses leading up to SummerSlam, which is in August. So we need more of that. Now Gunther, however, he's wrestling for the World Championship, and is he on Raw?
Yeah.
That's a done deal. Like, that's a done deal right there. That's a done deal.
That's it.
Like, obviously, you know, him and Randy going to have at least one more match, I guess, and because of the controversy and all that. But I think Gunther's still going to come out with his dub. We know Gunther was poised to win that King of the Ring tournament. Like, Randy don't need it. You know, Randy's Randy. Randy going to be fine regardless. Gunther would be too. But the fact that the momentum is in Gunther's hands, and he's been one of the longest reigning Intercontinental champions, or maybe he is the longest reigning Intercontinental champion.
He is.
Yeah,
he is.
Yeah, he was. So, and him as the World Heavyweight Champion. Yeah, Damian Priest going to defend his title. He's going to be at Clash at the Castle. Dub. He's going to get that win somehow. And then here comes SummerSlam. He got him and Gunther. Man, it was, and it's game over, buddy. It's game over.
And once he gets that title,
it's game over.
Gunther's going to hold on to that title at least, if they do this right, Gunther should hold on to that title at least by Royal Rumble. At least by Royal Rumble. If you do it right,
listen,
I would like for to hold on to it by WrestleMania.
Man, hell nah. I want Gunther to hold that bitch past WrestleMania. He hold that thing for a whole year like he did with that Intercontinental title. Like, and whoever beat him at SummerSlam, but not at WrestleMania though, because that's suspended technically. But let it happen at next year SummerSlam. But let Gunther get his. Hey, he gonna put some respect on that. I mean, that's not to say that Damian Priest is not doing that, but the ring general, like putting that World Heavyweight title on him,
chopping somebody's chest to mince meat every match.
And who knows? Maybe Chad Gable will be the one that beat him next year's SummerSlam. Maybe it's bigger game out there. Maybe somehow, some way, Chad Gable becomes a babyface again, and he beats Gunther for that World Heavyweight Championship. Perfect ending for me.
Chad Gable
or Ilya Dragunov. One of the two. Or Ilya Dragunov. One of the two. Or. Well, no, not Braun Breaker quite yet. I'll say give him the Intercontinental title yet. But Ilya Dragunov though, that shit right there, that's gonna cook. That's gonna cook.
And the way I want Ilya to get his title shot, win the Royal Rumble.
Well, if you're doing it at SummerSlam though, you got to go past the Royal Rumble.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. You got to go past that,
which means he'd have to earn that title shot. Then.
Yes.
Yeah, he's got to earn that title shot no matter what. So yeah.
You're gonna have to earn that. I mean,
that's a done deal. That's a done deal.
That's a done deal.
I'm a Priest fan. Priest, you better enjoy this title.
Enjoy that title reign because there's a train coming. There's
a Mack truck by the name of Gunther that demands all your gratitude.
Yeah,
he is on the way.
He's on the way, man.
And when he show up, somebody getting their ass slapped around.
It's a problem. It's a problem out here, man. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of hitters on Raw. There's a lot of hitters out here.
A lot of hitters on Raw.
Braun Breaker spearing the piss out of people randomly. You know, Ilya Dragunov just sitting there watching this thing go down. He's like, "Listen, man, look, I'm about tired of your shit." See, I see what happening. I'm seeing what happening because Ilya just like right here, and he gonna be like, "Listen, I'm tired of your shit, fam. Like, yeah, I'm gonna have to end you, bro. I'm gonna have to jaw jack you, like real quick. You get a little too fast, you know what I mean?
You're doing a little much.
Doing a little much right now. But the real good storyline though is Intercontinental title. Well, Otis, Chad Gable, and Maxine. And someone pointed out that what if it's a swerve and Otis and Maxine and Tozawa end up becoming heels and they end up being a heel faction. Even though right now we playing with Otis being like the person you feel sorry for.
Yeah.
Or whatever. But what if there is a swerve and they flip it on you, which that could possibly happen. But I'm excited for Chad Gable, what he got going on. I think respect need to be owed to Logan Paul. Because this man, I mean, can't say he's a student of the game. I think he's really passionate about pro wrestling and what he's doing in that ring. Like you can tell what he's doing. Super athletic. He's achieving a dream of his. Like I got nothing but respect for Logan Paul and what he's able to do, how to draw ire from fans, and that just he's been in high profile matches and he's delivered every single time. So. There's that. So, now what next for Cody? Because Cody's like spinning his wheels, sort of, kind of. But I think the person that's going to beat Logan Paul is LA Knight. That LA Knight's going to be the U.S. champion. And I think that's what they're setting up. Yeah, I think that's coming. Oh, now also there's two other bit of news before we leave out of here is that Becky Lynch, her contract is set to expire this weekend. So, according to reports, like, which was that the imagery of her walking out, like, you know, until next time, that kind of thing. So, according to reports, per WWE sources, they believe they will come to terms with Lynch on a new agreement, but obviously, until and unless something is signed, anything can happen. Stay tuned. And it's also stated that she's not, according to what she's telling people, going to AEW imminently. Instead, multiple sources with insights into her situation indicate she is taking a hiatus. Yeah. And we are not aware of whether this is to spend more time at home and take a break from the grind, or if it's out of frustration with her contract offer from WWE. So she posted a tweet says to be continued with her like walking out, and that was actually something WWE posted or reposted.
I saw that.
But if she don't re-sign, then she's not under contract technically. So an offer can be made by AEW. A very substantial offer can be made. Seth Rollins resigned, but I'm like 85% sure she's gonna resign with the WWE. Like,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? But she's taking hiatus. There's always possibilities. You can use AEW as a bargaining chip because this is what AEW is offering me. What do you got? And I think that's what Randy Orton did. You know, because I think AEW reached out to Randy Orton when his contract was up too, and then Randy Orton kind of used it as a bargaining chip and like, all right, balls in y'all court, what y'all got?
yeah.
You know what I mean? So there's a lot of moving parts.
It is.
We will see. And another person that's leaving that has contract has expired with AEW is Mark Henry. He went on Busted Open and he says he's no longer with AEW. He is, you know, just taking some time, you know, for himself. And he said he's not leaving pro wrestling. A lot of people speculating that he might go back to WWE, but I don't think that's immediately. And who knows? And, you know, maybe he goes back to AEW after he, you know, do what he do personally, because his sons is wrestling like college and stuff like that. And his sons are huge wrestling fans. They watch wrestling together. So, you know, contracts is null, you know, expiring. You know what I mean? So, and with this merger with TKO, you don't know what kind of money is being offered. Like, you don't know if there's limitations on that. And, you know, that's all we got. And also, as far as news is concerned, as far as Warner Brothers Discovery and Tony Khan, they're saying that Tony Khan was a little disappointed at the offer by Warner Brothers Discovery, and is, you know, higher ups within AEW actually debunked that, says no one was disappointed at the offer. So they don't know where that news actually came from. Because also some other breaking news, I just thought about this. Jack Hagar's contract with AEW has expired and he did not resign.
Oh, wow. I had a feeling he wasn't going to resign.
Yeah, I haven't seen him on TV in a minute. So
it's been a while.
Yeah. And he did resign, making him a free agent. Mark Henry, Arn Anderson, and Jake Hagar so far. Looks like a lot of contracts are coming up in the month of May. So Jack Hagar may go. Hey, he may go back. He may go back to the WWE, but man, there's a lot of moving. There's a lot of moving and shaking going on.
Yeah. And see, when contracts come into play and everything, you never know how it's gonna go. Never know.
But going back to I know before we go, the person that will take the belt from Toni Storm is the person that's with her. And that's Mariah May.
I don't want that to happen.
I want that to happen. You don't see that build that's going on? You don't see that? You don't see that. You don't see like them little looks that she gives the belt sometimes, but it don't zoom in on her looks. You got to really pay attention to how she looks at the belt.
Just like her name is timeless, I want her title reign to be timeless. I want Toni Storm to be a geriatric, frail woman dying with that, and I want her belt to be, and I want her belt to go in the ground with her. That's the only way that you'll be able to pin her. It is if she's dead and can't kick out. Sorry,
I'm telling you.
I said sorry, folks. The infamous one said what he said. Timeless Toni Storm is timeless as all get out, and so is a title reign. If Mariah May wins that title, ain't nothing I can do. But I can just throw an empty verbal threat. That's it.
Put it to you like this. If Mariah May's in that Owen Hart Invitational Tournament,
I'll pull for them. I'll pull for her now.
That's a dub right there.
The only person I think can beat her,
I'm telling you, it's Mariah May. Mariah May can't do the job.
I think the only person I think, that can beat Toni Storm, is Britt Baker. Baker DMD. And what's my girl name? I always forget her damn name.
Jamie Hayter.
Jamie Hayter. I think those are the only two. Jamie Hayter, because two British women wrestling, that's a good old Jim Ross slobberknocker.
Yeah, no doubt.
And the reason I think that,
well, Mariah May is British too, though, isn't she?
I think
Yeah.
And the only other reason I believe Britt Baker can beat her is because Britt doesn't care about bleeding. You can make her bleed a whole quart of blood, and guess what? She still will probably come out on top and win that match.
Yeah, she from London. So here's my thought process on that. So I think when Jamie Hayter and Britt Baker comes back, I feel like Mercedes Moné going to have a little entourage, and I think it's going to be Britt maybe or Jamie. I feel like it's going to be a lot of stories mixed in. You know what I'm saying? But I think I'm not saying I'm certain, but if I'm a betting man, if I'm gonna put my chips in, is the person that's gonna beat Toni Storm, it is gonna be my chip says Mariah May, mainly because of what she can do in the ring and how she first came across Toni Storm, and Toni didn't look at her the right way. And also at the media scrum, when someone asked about Mariah May being in a tournament, and she got pissed and walked off. She picked up the belt and left. And or her about to throw in the towel, and Luther grabbed it. You know what I'm saying? Because Toni threw in the towel. You know what I'm saying? Because if you taking the males, the rank does this right here. So it's almost like manipulative deal.
They care about rankings over that, boy.
And you can switch it because technically Toni is slowly becoming a face, and you can just have Mariah just kick her right in the face. Done. But that's just a speculation though. If I'm a betting man, my chip says Mariah May is the one that beat her.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard not to bet against Mariah May.
Yeah.
I don't want Mariah May to do it because I want it to be Britt Baker when she gets back, because Britt's been gone a while. So hopefully we get Britt, but at the same time, Britt wasn't getting TV time like she should have been.
No, but she was just making. I mean, it was just making room for everybody else though, because Britt was at the forefront of that women's division for a minute, and other people had to shine through too, because she can't be the only one. Yeah. And honestly, I wouldn't put them in the world title picture right away. I would have. I would have Britt and Jamie pull up, and then you got Britt and Jamie side by side, and Britt just blast Jamie like right in the jaw, wow, like right there, 2-day views right there, and a swerve. And now you got a whole nother feud that don't even involve a belt. You got a blood feud going on. Yep. You know what I'm saying? So, man, I wish that boy, if I had a pen, boy, I can write some stories for you. I can write some stories.
Mine would involve blood too much. I better not do it.
Mine would too. Mine would too.
I can hear you now. Alvin, we cannot have a steel cage match once a week. Okay, all right. Well, let's have a steel cage match this week, and some type of Hell in a Cell-esque this week. Mine would be too. I'd get us kicked off TV.
Listen, they reduced the blood a little bit. And WWE is getting a little bit more edgy. When it comes to certain things, but man, overall though, I think over the course of the weekend, King and Queen of the Ring absolutely delivered. Oh yeah. And AEW Double or Nothing absolutely delivered. And Monday Night Raw, you got some more evolving storylines. Tonight is NXT. Sexy Red actually pulled up. I just saw it on Twitter. God. Booker T ain't getting in the house. I'm gonna tell you that. I'm gonna just tell you right now. Booker T is not allowed in his house no more. Queen, I know Sharmell because I saw something on Twitter. And they had a little clip where Booker T was like, "Hey, Sexy Red came up in there. He said something about hands on your knees or something like that." I like Sharmell saw that. That door's them locks gonna be changed when you get to the house, fam. That's like
you have to always think somebody's recording Booker. You gotta do better, player.
Get out your face.
That's what you gotta do better, player.
You gotta do better. Like, brother.
My God. You gotta
get out your flesh. Get out your flesh. Get out your flesh.
Oh yeah.
You know how he is. You know how he
is. Quack. No.
Like book. Like nah.
Oh, calm down.
Calm down, man.
Look here. I love you and Sharmell together. Calm down. Break it down.
Break it down. Don't listen. Don't fuck up the church money. All right,
Yeah,
don't fuck up the church money.
Don't fuck up the church. Don't fuck up the church money.
Don't do it. Don't do it, man. But check it. This is our show for today, man, and we will be back on Thursday. Me and Boogie Blends talking all things.
What's good, brother?
Yeah, all them geek them news, and obviously on Sunday for the Patreon subscribers, man, we got some again episode 2 of our Uncut Uncensored show. Myself, Vivo, Alvin the Infamous, and Boogie Blends in the building, and you might get Brittany up in there. You might get the editor of Orange Phoenix Magazine up in there for the Patreon subscribers for the $15 tier. So y'all gonna definitely get all that kind of goodness. But on Thursday, be on the lookout for us on the YouTube channel. Go ahead and hit that like button. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, because the more like buttons we get, the more likes we get, the more comments we get, the more our videos circulate, the more our lives circulate. So go ahead and show us some love. You got anything else for the listeners out there? Infamous.
Man, like you said, man, tune in on Sunday, because we're going to be doing a little bit of drinking. Bro, real quick, me and the fam, we went to Sevierville, Tennessee. It's right above Gatlinburg.
Right.
So we went to the island at Pigeon Forge. So for anybody, okay, whoever knows me, I like me a little bit of moonshine.
Of course.
Man, came back with some coconut flavored moonshine, some strawberry mango margarita flavored moonshine, and of course, I live right up the street from a Total Wine. So
I went
over there, got the blackberry.
True. Yeah.
Lemonade, blackberry moonshine. I call it Benedict. I named it Benedict College because the purple and yellow, bro.
You call it Benedict College.
I named it Benedict College. Shout out to the HBCUs. I went to. I didn't go to the HBCU, but shout out to the HBCUs. And side note, aside from my, it's not really a drinking habit, because hey, habits are for those that go to meetings. But yeah. But again, it was an excellent weekend of wrestling. Yeah. Thank goodness for wrestling. Thank goodness for all of the Orange Phoenix fans, man. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate the Mad Scientist for coming to me and say, hey, true story. Hey, let me see if I can do my best Erskine impression. Hey, how would you like to be a co-host for Wrestling Podcast? Yeah, I'm thinking, what? He's like, yeah. I was like, what days? I said, Tuesday. Do it on Tuesday. I said, yeah. But shit, she ain't saying nothing but a word. And here we are, man. So here we are. So whenever y'all get a chance, man, I'm always gonna do this because Erskine is my frat brother, but he's also my friend, man. He's basically family. Yes, so sir. I'm gonna give my man's his flowers, because I love to do it. I love to do it while people are still here, so I can give them to you. Instead, I do not want to be set. I'd rather give them to you than set them on top of you. So hey, just wanna give my man Erskine his flowers for even giving me the chance to be on the show, and of course for y'all to see my black Fu Manchu right here. So again, I appreciate being on the show, man. And hey, we're gonna be back next week doing it again. Of course. Like I'm gonna be back next week. Like I'm always gonna say, wrestling is cool again. And this weekend was an example of how cool it is to be a wrestling fan. Mm-hmm. And hey, if you can't be famous, be infamous.
Be infamous, man. This thing costs us $200,000. We on a budget. We out.
We out. Love y'all.
Peace.